I'll get that VOD uploaded, then I'll grab a drink, and then we can lock in for North America, but more to talk about for sure. But he's not out of it yet, guys, remember. He's still making... He still says he gets top 6. Oh, winning comps.
Let's go! Fucking go! Oh my god.
Holy
I'm about to cry.
Oh my god. Good, bro. I'm about to pass it.
Ooh, alright. Team Peps versus the Ultimates. Let me get this uploaded, let me grab a drink, and we can lock in for North America right now. Oh! Thank you, Chow. Appreciate it, mate. Hope you had a good stream. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. If you're just joining, you've just missed Pep's reverse sweeping the Ultimates here. Like, really crazy results in EMEA today. I'm just going to grab a drink and then we can lock in for the next one. But hope you had a good stream, Chow. Welcome, everyone. We've got the North American action ahead of us as well. So I'll leave you with that. Predictions are... Where am I pointing? I'm pointing there. Predictions are open over there. Then we can lock in for NA. What a bloody result. Disaster for the Ultimates. Disaster. I said at the start... I know I said I was going to drink that. I said at the start I thought this would be like... This was a huge week for the Ultimates to prove who they can really hang with, right? But, I mean, not a good sign so far. Especially with how dominant they were at the start of the series, so... Shocking result. Let me grab a drink.
just like Alexander the Great, they have nothing left to conquer.
Alright, let's crank this down. Okay, so I guess I've been doing some thinking. Hold on, let me
This might just be it, nearing 99%, but limp! Even the devil looks away in disgust!
We have
I'm just cranking my heating on for a bit.
for this OWCS.
So it felt like
The Junker Queen comes in.
the further we got in that series, sort of like, you know, the sort of turning point in the middle after that full hold, it felt like all of a sudden we started seeing a lot of errors from... Hold on. Imagine multitasking at my age. Talking and doing a thing. Okay. Heating on. It felt like more and more of the time we got thanks guys, I was locking in. I was locking in. I was it felt like there were multiple times Colosseo on Colosseo I felt it was KSA a lot. Now Faith is in I don't know exactly where. He's in Saudi Arabia somewhere. I presume Riyadh, but I don't know exactly where. It felt like it happened multiple times on Colosseo where KSA was the guilty party, when it was a situation where KSA was holding a certain position, but the rest of the team's position didn't match. So there's like, you know, do you blame KSA? Do you blame everyone else? There's like a breakdown there in where the hold should be. And then on Numbani, we saw Kevster actually getting caught multiple times. Kevster still being in, and people not being in with Kevster as well, or not committing on his position. And it felt like, you know, again, go back to these first two maps, and actually Kevster was tearing Peps apart, right? So it felt like Zodial couldn't play the game. Every blade was a huge success. And that just all fell apart for them. So it feels like there's a communication breakdown somewhere there in terms of how they're doing it. And then just, you know, have I talked about the Pendulum before? Pendulum, not the band, but Pendulum just like momentum in a series, right? End of Siravasa, the Pendulum is all the way over here. Very much just, you know, Kevs are connected on everything, every ult trade going their way. All of a sudden, the Pendulum swings massively after that Route 66 full hold, and everything just starts going their way. Mistakes creep into TU's game, and Pep's confidence just builds and builds and builds and builds. Is Chris's wife actually going to leave him now? I mean, they're still going to get top 6, right? It's all decided in playoffs. And remember, as we can see on our screen right now, remember, guys, we're playing a new game next week. So there's a new game next week. Overwatch, I guess, what, 2.5 is out? So maybe Perks will, I'm sure, will rebalance a lot of things. But obviously, some of these issues I'm looking at in terms of, like, not recovering the loss of momentum. Not recovering the loss of momentum, communication problems. These aren't Perk-specific problems, are they? These are, like, team problems. So, worried a little bit there. I guess if I want to, like... can I preempt Chris's cope? My guess would be the cope direction here is when Chris talked about this roster at the start, he talked about the idea of his path to success was winning a couple of the maps on, like, I guess what is more of a standard meta going around, then this is my cope prediction. The cope prediction would be that actually the way Chris always talked about this roster winning series was by being able to send it to a dive map and exploiting the sort of Twilight and Chase factor. And we didn't see it here. I don't know if Chase wasn't available still, or sorry, if Twilight wasn't available still, because I heard he was scrimming with them. So I don't know if he had, like, started scrimming with him, but maybe he's not on good ping. So I guess that would be my prediction for the cope, is that they've not had a chance to actually do their like their sort of plan to win series in these situations yet. But I'm not sure. He's in EU ranked. Oh, okay. And then I'm even more surprised. I don't know why they wouldn't have gone to Dorado, protected Anna, got Twilight in, and just put Peps in a situation where Peps are going to have to play either Mirror and a Brig against Twilight Faith, which feels really hard. And then, you know, they might ban Winston in response. Right now would be maybe the go-to swap. But then you get to play Anna Brig into Diva. You feel okay about that. Chase can probably play Ball in replacement of Winston if they ban that. If they ban Ball, he can just play Winston, you know? So you can't really target ban Chase in the way you want. So, yeah, that's like the big question mark, really. Because in theory, that was always like the win condition Chris talked about in these, like, you know, the longer the series goes on, they'll always get opportunities. The power of map 5 and being able to send it back to a dive map always exists. So that would be my prediction at Cope, but it's not looking like a pretty situation for TU right now. And now they're in a situation like super disappointing result. And is it tomorrow they play again against Al Qudsiya? On Sunday they play against Al Qudsiya. So really got to like pull themselves back together, because that Al Qudsiya game is not straight. I know Al Qudsiya haven't looked that strong, but obviously they've had patchy results, Al Qudsiya, but a strong win over TM last week. I think Al Qudsiya not pushovers at all. Checkmate looks really good on the tour. Yeah, tough situation for TU. And their games don't get easier, really, by the way. Like, you can't see it a little bit. I don't know if I can't move it. But the schedule after this, so they play Al Qudsiya on Sunday, and then TU play on Saturday and Sunday next week, and they play Gen G on Saturday, Twisted Minds on Sunday. So the lineup only gets harder really for them. Perks will save them. I mean, it has to be the Cope, doesn't it? Let me just, sorry, I just need to respond to this message. All right. Pep schedule also hard. VP and Gen G. Yeah, good shout. I mean, I think the worry is, you know, I think I've talked about this concept before about, like, let's presume... Oh, wait, hold on, guys. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, hold on, guys. Let me mute for a second. Hold on, I'll explain in a second. Just give me a moment. All right, sorry, chat. Yeah, I think it's sorted now. It was me. My granddad was calling. I don't know why I've said it. Like, it's because he's from Manchester. So as soon as I talk to him, I start putting on the accent to try and blend. But my granddad was calling and he's trying to get my dad's number. He has my dad's number. He's just you know, unfortunately, a little bit old man trying to use technology type thing. So I think he's got his number. I think he's got his number now and he's going to manage to contact my dad. I've sent him the number. I hope he figures it out. Bless him. Bless him. I think he's okay. I think he just needs to talk to my dad about like wedding plans and stuff. All right, sorry. I'll lock in for this now. Sorry. I think he's fine. He's just like you know, I'm sure we've all had like grandparents or great grandparents that age. Technology a little bit tricky for him now, but I think he's okay. He sounded fine. He was all right. Talks about the wedding a little bit. Just trying to get my dad's old number, my dad's number. But I think he's got it, guys, so we can lock in for the game. All right. So Nightmare heavy favourites for this. Obviously, Avidity actually had a really surprisingly good result against Rad, not just beating them, but spanking them 3-0 last week. And it's going to be a ball ban from Nightmare to kick us off. Obviously, if you didn't see last week, Pellet is very much known as a pocket ball on them, and actually had a lot of success last week, even playing Winston Kiri Lucio. So, Avidity showed a lot more hands than maybe we expect, but Nightmare Scrimbuck's very high right now. Obviously, success-wise, been pretty good results, as good as anyone really in North America. A beat repush now from Nenwai coming into this one. Beat response from Admiral. Doesn't catch everyone, but keeps them all alive. Pella nearly has his Terror Surge ready to go. The DPS ult's close for Nightmare, but Zero gets caught before a chance to use that one. Now forced all the way back. Nightmare are going to have to disengage here, so they can see the flip, and they'll just try and get out with the rest of their players. You know, Ollie, he lives on the edge. Lives on the edge, does our Ollie. Oh, I'm sorry. Alright. Just messaging my dad. Okay. I think everything's fine. Tectonic shot coming down the corner, forces that fortify out. Pella might have to use his Terror Surge just to try and live. Commits it now, pulls them in, but disengages fine. It was more of a to live Terror Surge than anything else, but Zero pops out of the ground at the worst possible time. Leave, Zero, leave! Annihilation in response from Kufa right now, but low on HP. They disengage that one beautifully, used for Molten Core to their advantage, their Avidity. And now they are forced out once again, back-to-back fight success for Avidity right now, and they have Kitsune Rush advantage in all of this. Lethal will be swapping onto the Ash right now. But really for Nightmare, have to look at doing this in a bit of a two-stage fight. Walk up, disengage for Kitsune Rush, and then try and go. Maybe we'll have Ray by that time as well. But hard to disengage for Kitsune Rush sometimes. Need to be patient here, Scuff. Make sure until they commit. Pulse Bomb is good actually from Zomba. They won't need the Kitsune Rush now. Good stick onto Zero, and now can turn their attention to Lethal, who seems very separated from the backline here, actually. Clifford's going to die. Here comes Nenwai for more. They do regroup with the backline, or Lethal does regroup with the backline, but it's not going to save them, actually. And Avidity push forward, and Avidity good for his first one as well. Oh my god, we're going to see an even greater reset of the economy since then. dash in. Nenwai might get caught forward here, but Zero needs to concern himself with a touch as well. But Winston swap from Cuffer just to try and play something like it's back a little bit faster. They've lost Lethal along the way. Hard for Ash to play with such a mobile comp like this. Now Ray onto point to try and turn. No beat from Nenwai just yet. UV looking for the kill. Forces the TP out. They kite away from it actually. Avidity flip the map away from the direction the Ray was going. Works out really nicely for him. Beat comes through from Nenwai. Only catches Freevo, but they can still re-push. UV trying to keep everyone alive. Good pocket onto Zero right now. Needs to help Admiral as well, but Admiral will fall. And honestly, this Genji Tracer duo from Avidity have been going through so much work. Force back now. Kuffer's going to keep trying to stall out point. Admiral was 92% beat as well, so if they've got to that beat, it maybe changes it. But as Kuffer dies, that's the end of a touch. Oh my god, what a day it could be.
0 to 1.
What a day it could be. Chris calling he needs a spare bed. Don't worry, I have a spare bed. I have a spare bed if Chrissy needs it. Don't worry, Chrissy. It's not over yet though. They're still making playoffs. Okay, so great start though for Avidity there. Avidity have always seems to be quite keen just to run what seems to work best for them, not always conforming to the meta in the same way a lot of other teams do. Now it's going to be Sigma coming out for Kuffer, a classic Orisa counter in this situation right now. Will be more of this battle on the flank, but this time Tracer Lucio against a Torb Lucio. Should be hard for the Tracer here. Zomba's going to try and blink in. Zero's down to half HP. Try not to use that overload. Lots of pressure on him already, but they do shut down Zomba. And this time the Tracer Lucio holds strong. The turret forcing Zomba to play in a more confined set of locations. And now you can see Kuffer trying to win this one as well. Nearly trying to boot him off the map, but Kuffer keeps his foot on firm ground, and they will clean up this first fight as a result. Nenwai is stuck. Is Nenwai behind here? Yeah, Nenwai and Zomba. Oh no, they're on the right side of the map. It's okay. I thought they were deep behind, but they're actually on the right side of the map, regrouping with their team. Zomba's going to go over onto the Genji right now. Pella going to make the Malga swap. Wub onto the Torb. So swaps all round. Actually, a cast swap from Wub. Keeping it fast and loose with these hero swaps. Walking forward, turret in the corner will slow down Zomba right now. They'll have to deal with that one. They'll deal with the turret, and they can start taking some of this space on this right-hand side. Stomp comes in right now. They're going to try and turn their attention onto the Sigma. Get two players behind him, and Kuffer is now in a really tricky situation. Absolutely surrounded. Pushed in. Rock is good from Kuffer, but it's not enough to save his life. Just fully zoned by the stomp of that one, and Kuffer gets caught too far forward. And now, with the tank advantage, they can start forcing point. No ults just yet for Nightmare to stall this one out, and Zomba will be going for this flip. And I think they're just going to give it, actually. Zero's going to push all the way around, trying to find an opportunity. Nothing there, though. And actually, the Malga stomped free. The remaining players from Nightmare might find themselves in a pickle right now. They're pushing in for these kills, and these will be late deaths onto all of them. Lethal can get one trade. The main source of healing gone. Kuffer now onto the Orisa. Zomba keen to get more kills. Admiral will get caught on the way out, and Kuffer might get stuck here as well. Yeah, Kuffer is going to get stuck here. It's going to be another full reset here for Nightmare in this one. Double support ult coming back for Nightmare, but Avidity they have that double support ult to drop in with it as well. Zomba getting close to the blade, Heining Bob, lots of ults to throw into this as well, so this one's going to be a humdinger of a fight. Trying to make their way in, but it's a Ray start here from Scuffed. Admiral responds with the beat, Ray used as well, but Lethal dies before either of those come out. Player advantage right now as Avidity take a step back. They still have a beat in the back pocket. Zomba has to kill this turret as well. Now they can start making their move. Molten Core onto point here from Zero. Beat in response from Nenwai. Doesn't quite catch Pella though, so Pella's having to try and stall out. Zero's going to try and push for that kill. So much damage onto Pella. Zomba's trying to come in to help. Now the dash on. Admiral does get that kill, but they're all going to dash to point to try and keep it, or get the flip. But Avidity, not giving anything. I need to set up. I'm too casual. A classic NA situation. I'm locking in. Okay. So Terror Surge now available for Kuffer. A pretty reasonable ult actually to counter out the cage potentially from Pella, but if they get a cage blade going, and they're looking for squishy targets right now, everyone gets away from Pella though, so he doesn't drop the cage just yet. Bob to force for point. They're looking for this Ash. Pella's going for it right now. Cage comes out. No escape for... Wait, no, Lethal's out of it. Lethal's just left. A mid-complete whiff from Pella. And they've given a flip to Bob. Lethal has robbed the bank right now. They're going for more, looking for the stomp onto the Juno. UV gets too high in the sky, though, but not able to pocket Lethal through all of that. UV's going to go forward, though. Regroup with his team. Pella off the map. I think he was hoping to try and take someone with him there, but not possible. Zomba off the map as well. Reset foot coming in for Avidity. And now we're in a retake situation. Cage got no value. Zomba has the Blade for this retake here, but Blade, again, without the backup of a B or a Ray or something like this, not a straightforward ult to get value out of all the time. They're going to rotate aggressively through this right-hand side, try and catch someone on the flank with Zero and Admiral are wise to it. Zomba's hit the Blade from the other side, they're trying to set him a bit of a pincer, a bit of a trap, push them into Zomba's Blade, and it's good for it, actually. 2 kills there. Now Pella's going back to force point, needs help. No deflect available to help Pella out of that one, so they have taken the flip one more time here, Avidity, but they have no tank. They're trying to die on UV. It's really messy fighting on both sides. UV gets the Mega Vote, and Zomba can't push for this kill. It's actually UV now pushing him out. Ray on point comes through from Scuffed, but Kufa's just tanking most of it right now. He's going to survive. He nearly has the Terror Surge. UV's got the pocket. UV's got the Ray. All the ults coming Nightmare's direction. They drop it. Blade. Everything's coming up right now for Nightmare. And it ends up being overkill for the resistance Avidity had there. And just too many of Avidity's ults going wayward, not finding the value. We talk about the Cage missing. We talk about that Ray not even turning the kill onto the Orisa there. Zomba not finding that one-on-one kill when chasing down UV as well. Well played by UV and all of that. Good problem solving in what was a very chaotic situation. And gives Nightmare a foothold in this first map. Tied up 1-1 as we go on to Village. Kufa will start on the Orisa, maybe anticipating a little bit more Mauga. And he might just have gambled right on this one here. Both teams going to roll out on the high ground. I'm going to see a pretty big old brawl. Avidity are actually starting on the Sim here. I wouldn't be surprised if Zomba are actually, and Zero as well, both just locked the Sim. And Kufa, change of mind at the last second, goes over to Ramarcha right now. And this is going to be a favourable matchup on paper for Pella right now. They come out to this high ground. TPs were not kept by either DPS, actually, or the Sims weren't kept by either DPS. And Scuff just gets isolated early, and Kufa's just going to take over the entire map. How's Kufa been allowed to get away with such a crime? He will get traded for it, so I guess he hasn't got away with that crime. So there is a sense of justice in the world, but Pella now a lone figure on that high ground, and Lethal and Zero is hitting from both sides. Finish him off easily. And main source of healing dies quickly in the fight like that. Your Juno dies immediately. Always going to be tricky in that situation. Zomba going to be making the swap onto the Genji right now. Sticking the Mauga seems reasonable. Honestly, the first fight was just Juno died. Juno dies immediately. Not really a real fight. Kufa's trying to hold onto the high ground right now, but Pella will get themselves behind it. This is going to make the block awkward for Kufa right now as he takes shots from the front, shots from the back. But they disengage quite hard. Pella's going to have to try and stop out of this one. Gets the exit stop actually onto Kufa. Doesn't take too much damage for it. Meanwhile, they've won the battle on the flank here, Nightmare as well. Nenwai shut down, so they are forced to TP. They really want to kill Pella on this one. They're pushing forward. Torpedo swing from UV does the duck damage. Clean up Zomba as well, and pretty dominant start. Nightmare back-to-back fights. They have success, and look at the ult advantage. Just ult advantage on pretty much everything by notable margins here. And Nightmare are really, if they play this correctly, can just snowball his ultimates into a first point win. Now Avidity going to try and take the far side, but across the roof. Kufa thinks he's Tony Hawk. They're coming with an aggressive high noon swing into spawn. There is a Mauga behind them, but Avidity have been super split as a result of this, and they are all turning on that Mauga now. No ults to bail them out, but Pella's going to run for the Mega right now. And Nightmare, they've committed deep into the fight here. Lethal's going to go deal with Nenwai and spawn. Zero on the other side. Blade first ult used. Will clean that one up, and they can deny the flip. They lose Admiral, but that boy's fast, so he'll be back in plenty of time right now. And Avidity, they're still short of a lot of these ultimates. And this is last fight territory for Avidity. If I am Nightmare, I am hitting him fast and aggressive again. I am dropping this Ray as soon as Ollie is back. I think I see Ollie rolling out now. And it might just be a Chris Fury situation. Chat called it. You guys are right. Moving towards point here, UV looking for the opportunity. Scuffed has the Ray to mirror right now. Kufa's going to come swinging in, has the Annihilation still to go, and Nenwai dies without using beat. Now the Ray is still going, Cage will come out, but they have that beat, they have the Annihilation, and who's locked in there with who? They'll break for Cage and chase down the rest of the kills. They've lost one, but Zero gets the trade straight back on Zomba. 100-0, and it is a Chris world. Well, not quite a Chris world. But the theory's good. The theory's good. Yeah, I realised as soon as I said it, it's really, really hard to argue for Chris World side of the fence in this one. But the theory, if the theory's right, the theory's right, you know? Does Chris have a theory for getting reverse swept by the French? Not yet, but I heard he's putting in the research on the ground to figure it out. All right, predictions up for the next one here. I feel like it's not quite central. Hold on. Maybe it is. All right, 100% on Nightmare right now. Wait, French on top? French on top? Friends on top? Yeah, friends on top, but also French on top. Yeah, an unbelievable result in that fixture earlier on. Did I as well? Gezel, did I miss your prime? I don't know if you're here right now, Gezel, but I feel like I missed your prime. I don't remember saying your name. Maybe I was coming back from a break. But I'm sorry, Gezel. I do appreciate the prime. I don't want to feel left out here or like I'm ignoring you. I appreciate it very much, sorry. Hi all, 07 in Predator today. Just letting you know I'm going Nightmare. Thanks for the heads up. Thanks for the heads up. Standing with you. Alright, feel like we've got a few more Avidity believers over that. Obviously, remember, Avidity, you get to pick the map. Maybe I should I try doing my job? I always talk about, let's go to NA. What have they banned recently here, Avidity? Let's go, Avidity. Oh, they actually didn't pick a single map in that series. Alright, when they were playing Space Station, this would have been week 1. I forgot to update the weeks properly. Juby, are you listening? Have you got a moment to spare for a dumb old man? Can you update the weeks on this? I didn't actually wait for you to respond. Really possible I'm just talking to myself here. Oh, nice, Geza. No moments to spend. She spent all her moments. She bet all her moments on bet all her moments on TU, unfortunately. Could you break Pep's game down for me? Also, this game might be a banger for coach review. You can still do them. Yeah, so, yeah, I was planning to do more of a coach's review. I had one booked with Cap, and then it was my fault. I cancelled when the replays reset. Then last week, full disclosure, just a lazy piece of shit. Just a lazy piece of shit, and that one's on me. But I have another coach's review booked in. We're going to record on Monday, so it will be obviously, like, it'll be the last pre-perk one. So that'll be good. I booked it in with Smashy as well. So we'll get a little bit of Korean insight. Obviously, VP have 2 pretty tough games this week, so there should be a good map in there somewhere. But I think that one will be pretty good. Happy to talk to Smash, a Korean level coach, if you can believe it, yeah. So excited to get Smash's take on this. I think Smash is a very... I guess in football, you'd call it almost like a technical coach. Like quite position focused, quite... a lot of emphasis on controlling the map and understanding space, which is actually really quite a trademark Korean approach to the game. So I think that'll be super interesting. Obviously, VP have had a lot of success early on this season, so really excited to pick his brain. A nitty-gritty kind of guy. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, sorry, GV. If you get a sec, on the ones I've done here for the thing, can you just update the weeks? It shouldn't take that long. But I just realised I literally just didn't do it. I think I didn't do it for EMEA either. Yeah, no, just fraudulent. I think Korea's good. Korea's good. Yeah, it's no rush. It was just like a small job when you get a chance. We're actually getting the bans in now, so it's going to be Avidity taking us to Survasa with a cast ban as well, which obviously they spent the ball ban on map 1 there, Nightmare. Pella likes to play Bull. They've had success playing Bull. So now Avidity, Bull can no longer be banned. They ban Cassidy because, one, Cassidy is good against Bull. Seems reasonable. Also, it blocks the Torb and Sim being banned. So Nightmare, though, they're on an alternative Bull counter. Torb, Sombra, Brig, Juno, Ramatra. Nightmare are expecting. Nightmare are ready to play against a Bull. Nightmare are not getting surprised by this one.
Initial flashpoint. Marking.
Alright, rollouts. You can see Pella is going the far right-hand side. Just positionally right now, I don't know if that lines up with their political beliefs, but you never know. We'll be setting up behind them right now as Lethal was actually going to get scouted immediately going onto that high ground. Tries to play for a hack on Pella, but Pella just too damn fast. Gets themselves right out of that one. Now looking for the Virus. Virus misses as well. Back onto the high ground for Lethal, looking for an engaged timing. Honestly, Eyes mostly trying to find the ball for opportunity here. You can see Lethal keeps glancing his attention back behind, looking for it. Forces the recall here out now. A way to try and clear Pella. And you can see Admiral and Lethal, the Estonian and the Turk, keeping their eyes. But now actually a TP forward. Pressure onto Scuffed. 1 HP right now as Kuffer walks forward. And you can see the importance there of why Nightmare were able to just walk over that backline here is you see Nightmare, they set themselves up, they post themselves in an area. Then what they do is they just try and hold that area, take a somewhat long-range spam fight, just torpedo torp. No real lethal damage on either side. Oh, they get some few late kills here as well, but Kuffer's going to die for it. It isn't worth it. This really isn't worth it at all. Wub's traded 2 kills. This is a disaster for Nightmare. But what they do is they wait for the Ball and Tracer to engage, and then what Nightmare do is they clear the Ball Tracer, and then once the Ball Tracer are like out of cycle, basically, they need to reset their cooldowns and health. That's when Nightmare choose to go forward. So good approach from Nightmare in the first map, good Overwatch logic, good theory, but then they just overextend and die. So give and take, give and take. Now set up on the high ground here is Pella looking for a slam engage. They're going to clear the turret. Remember, Lethal has just got himself up to this EMP right now, so a chance to touch that one. Pulse Bomb comes out, but Admiral too slippery for that one. EMP available here, so if Pella gets too aggressive, they'll just deal with that. But Lethal just hovering right now, looking for it now, but they've just killed everyone on point. But this comp is better at forcing point, Nightmare's comp that is. So they can leverage the objective just to try and force Avidity to engage or to touch for point back. And remember, if a Ball or a Tracer is forced to touch for point to keep it contested, what they are not doing is diving your backline. They are not putting pressure onto Scuff. They are not putting pressure onto Nenwai. Now they have to run for the touch. Oh, the whip shot, making Pella's life hard. Zombra will get the first touch instead, has to burn recall for it as well. So now the responsibility falls to Pella. Slam comes on, just about rolls in on time. Now the EMP push comes out from Lethal. Virus doesn't connect. Lethal's got the aim anyway, will take down them as a result. They will confirm the first fight here, Nightmare. Might actually lose Lethal late here, because I think everyone's left. Everyone's left, Lethal. Everyone's hopped in a cab and headed over to the next point. They've left Lethal, so a late trade there. Lethal did his job with EMP though. Gets the fight win for it. Pella is now onto the Mauga. Better matchup into Ramatra, of course, but honestly, easy enough to just hit the Virus farm EMPs off this Mauga as well. So ups and downs in this swap. I'm going to come through the high ground right now. It's going to be a nano Mauga in play, so Kuffer is on the run. Might have to pop this Annihilation, honestly. There we go. Kuffer's going to try and regroup on point with this Ray as well. Molten Core from Wub is actually doing a lot of work. Rally from Admiral as well. Molten Core in response from Zero. Just trying to bail Kuffer out of this corner. This is the corner Kuffer lives in, and he will be safe for now, but everyone else is dying around him. And now, trying to focus this down, trying to play in Zero's come. I know how it sounds. And actually, playing in the come has worked out for Kuffer right now. Gets to that next timing. And Zero and UV able to stabilize there. Kuffer doesn't even do that much at the end. Just lives, puts some damage out, and UV gets all the cleanup. Brig swap now as well for Nenwai. I'm not so sure about this Brig swap, honestly. I know Lucio's banned, so maybe limited options, all of this. But I feel like the Brig, not great into Ramatra, honestly. Like a pretty tough matchup here for Nenwai. Zomba has full rail trying to come back in. Off the Tracer now. Lethal's going to catch Wub here. Wub also onto the Sombra, so changes on both sides. Torb, swing from Zero coming in, using that turret just as a barrier so we can take this aggressive duel. And Zomba's actually just really low. Meanwhile, the rest of Nightmare are pushing forward. Pella tried to go for an aggressive engage. Just actually get the exit kill on Admiral. So a long walk back for Admiral. But Successful fight, and the touch is going to be really strange right now. Maybe eyes on Wub to try and find it. It's going to get revealed. They know what side of the map Wub is right now, and they're going to force it back out. Wub lands the wrong side, detected again. Just about trying to get out of this, but Wub can't touch. And because Wub can't touch, nobody else can touch. And Nightmare find themselves 2 rounds up already. EMP in the hands of Lethal. Oh, Virus onto UV. UV gets around the corner quickly. Kufra's getting chased, gets stomped as well. Again, just a little bit of sloppiness from Nightmare in these situations where they win the fight, then their transition to the next point is just a bit disjointed, and they give away a free fight for it. Not the most impactful fights here, as it's not necessarily objective costing or anything like this, but it means they have to concede for point presence on so many of these fights. Admiral has actually gone Ana now. An Admirable? Admirana? None of them quite clicking for me so far, but there's some type of wordplay in there, and a smarter person will get to it. Nade and sleep onto Wub though, so no problems there for Admiral. That's why he's on Ana. Cage comes out, but the cage is deleted almost immediately by the Ray and the Molten Core here out from Zera. And they lose Kufa, but Pella is naded. Admiral is just good for it all. Did we waste him? Did we waste him on Lucio all these years? Should he have been playing Ana? Was the solution to London Dive to play Admiral on Ana?
Hello.
Admirana? I mean, call it what you want. It's working right now, and he nearly has a nano ready to go. EMP up for Wub as well. Stomp actually catches Lethal here. They're trying to pocket him out. Now the EMP on top of Lethal as well. No pocket going to save him from that one. Admiral was caught in it as well. Trying to get out. They've traded backlines a little bit here, or at least 2 for 2 kills. It's a messy fight, and Pella is half HP. Scuffed a little bit. Separated right now. Wub's going to try and dive in for a kill, but will get forced out. They didn't actually get the flip here during any of this as well, and they've been cleared and forced to reset. It's now a 1-fight situation for Avidity. They need to win this fight, and then most of the preceding fights to win this map. Really difficult situation. Nano boost is available. Maybe expect this one. Could even just go onto Kufa and Nano Ram in this situation, find some trades. Oh, torpedo swing out from UV, and he's caught by Scuffed, but Zera's good for 2. But Nano is out, and Zera is cleaning up all of these kills. They need to run for the touch, and NY is stuck between, well, just stuck. Just stuck. They can't get the touch during any of it, and Nightmare dominant on map number 2. All right. Okay. Okay. Doesn't that mean Landon Brig? A hero that Landon plays? Oh my god, it actually would have been better. You know, hindsight 2020 and all that. All right. Sorry, Cockley. Sorry, I'm so bad at remembering to read YouTube chat. I do appreciate you guys, and I'm sorry I keep forgetting you exist. But Cockley, this is about the TU series, says, I think as the series went on, FD Gods Lucio got more value than Faith. Yeah, it felt like the longer we went into the series, there was a bit of a disconnect between Faith and Kev in several situations. Felt like Faith was consistently behind on beat charge throughout the series as well. Yeah, hard to pinpoint all of the exact problems, but I mean, lots of things got worse. Why are we getting a slow motion of that? Why are we getting a slow motion of that last Brig kill? Come on, mate. Kufa was trying to hit him. Guys, he's literally 2-0 up. He's 2-0 up in the series. No, we saw no chase today. If they don't exist, it's all in my head. That's fine. That's fine. Oh wait, I forgot to change the colours for NA. God, could you imagine it not being in purple for NA? I'm sorry, chat. It's actually Nightmare playing, wasn't in purple? God. Ooh, no idea. How do you practice to improve such a disconnect? Just force Kev and Faith to duo? Not really. I feel like it's just a communication. Like these, again, Faith and Kev are very seasoned players. These aren't things they don't know. And it wasn't like, it was Faith and Kev in times, but it was also KSA on Colosseo quite a lot as well. So I feel like it's more of a team-wide problem, which is hard to solve. Oh, wait. Wait, I don't know if you got the stream up now, Juby, but the W column is weeks. This one. I've just made it really small in the interest of space. Because I was copy and pasting from the top, they're just all as one. if that makes sense. Alright, yeah, with me now? Yeah. Yeah, to be fair, it shouldn't actually take that long. Just something I forgot to change as I was copy and pasting it down. Any plan to add time at the end of VODs to avoid spoilers? So what I try and do now, Cronman, is I try and, like, when the match ends, I don't just insta-cut. I try and leave as much time as possible. But obviously, that's... If a map's 3-1 or, like, a 4-map series, I can kind of get it up to 2 hours most of the time. It's a bit easier in Korea because the gaps between matches are longer. But when it's, like, a 3-0 and it's just, like... It's, like, 55 minutes of gameplay... It's really tricky to get it that much longer. I looked to see if there was a way to do it, like directly on YouTube, because YouTube has some like in-software editing, but you can only cut and trim stuff, like take stuff out or replace music or stuff like this. You can't actually add time to the VOD, even. You can't just like add a splash screen for the last half an hour or something. So I could do it in like Sony Vegas or some kind of like editing program, but the problem is then I'd basically have to re-render the video, which means it goes through another level of compression, and also it just takes ages, right? Like normally when I render stuff, I normally have to do the video length doubled, give or take. So even for like an hour one, that's 2 hours of rendering, and it'll just delay the release massively. So like, I mean, the thing you could do if you're like worried about spoilers, is if you want like spoiler-free, like hard spoiler-free viewing, you know, what you could do is, because I stream it live on YouTube, and the VOD on YouTube auto-publishes on my main channel. So if you watch that VOD, that'll just be like the entire Korea stream, for example. So it'll just be like a 6-hour VOD. So that might be the best way if you like really want to avoid spoilers. If you watch that one instead, you might have to like flick around a bit more to find the game you want, because it's not timestamped or anything, but it means it'll just be like, oh, there's 4 hours left in the VOD. Anyone could win type deal. Yeah, exactly, built diff. It just, yeah, and I think especially with the VODs, especially for Korea, it's like especially with Korea, I'm like quite keen for like the turnaround to be good, you know? There's ways to cut videos without completely re-encoding it, but like you could use MKV toolniks. You can cut timestamps with no loss in quality. Yeah, I feel like Alpha used that, so there's probably like a way to cut it, but I don't know if is there a way to add stuff to it as well. Because I know there's programs where it's just like easily like cut a video and it takes like a lot less time. You don't have to like fully re-render it. But I don't know if like adding a splash screen is possible. Because I guess what's also nice is because I cut the VOD and I upload it, like it's for like Juby and Panda sort all like the timestamps and the thumbnail and all this. So we can sort of have like an efficient machine working, you know, like I'm casting the next game while the VOD is uploading, then they have access to my YouTube to put it on, you know. Whereas if we add like a video processing step there, I imagine my PC probably can't handle doing too much of that stuff and streaming at the same time. Yeah. That is done. Beautiful. Thank you, Tubi. Appreciate it. Yeah, so I think the system is the best version. I think what I'll probably do is I'll maybe just add like a default thing to the description, which is just like a, hey, if you're worried about spoilers, there is the full live VOD on my main channel. You can go check that out and you can probably avoid like being ruined by the timestamp type thing. Yeah, and that's probably like for sort of best of both worlds. Then there's like, most people are probably just quite happy to watch the match, you know, like the way the viewership goes on a lot of the games, you basically see the closer the game, the more views. Like people are tuning in, like people are waking up and going, oh wait, that was a fucking 3-2. Let me go back and watch that, you know, like cherry pick the best games type thing. So I imagine a lot of people aren't that bothered, but for those who are bothered, I think there's like enough workarounds to make it possible. Alright, let me look at let me do some fucking work. Alright, so Avidity, What did they do when they got to pick here? So Avidity got to pick here twice against Space Station. They went to Saravasa immediately last time. Hit the Casban. Then they went to Esperanza, hit... I'm reading. I'll move this slightly to the side so you can see more of it as well. So then they picked Esperanza next, and they banned Ana, which seems a bit rogue, and SSG banned Torb in response. And really, as a result of that Ana ban, they just tried to play Hazard, Genji, Sojin, Juno, which is also the decision they made when his Torb sim wasn't working. So we'll see if they go in a similar direction. They're going to do Dorado here, so I think Winston will be the choice here. Well, it was going to be the choice here, but they actually ban Winston, so they're going to play Ball. Okay, so they ban Winston because Kufa has a Winston. They want to play Ball instead. Okay, I see the vision of Avidity. Oh, I am going to make it public, no idea. I just haven't done that yet. Yeah, I'll do it at some point over the weekend. Yeah. Any chance you'll release old documents from previous years matches and hero picks? I don't. When did I have it? Do I have? Oh wait, we're going in 15 seconds actually, so I'll look. I'll look if I remember afterwards. But I have I want to say both years of Overwatch League. I don't know if it's complete, but it's got like the majority in there. Ooh. Yeah, I was trying to think if there was a way to add perks to it, but maybe not possible. So looks like Kufa's going to go to a Hazard version here with the Winston being taken away from him. Tracer Soldier is the choice for Dennis. All right, let's see those legs. All right, only getting the legs out for a brief second here, Dennis. Keeping these legs for his misses. Just a Valentine's tease from him as he will now lock the Echo instead. We'll get pocketed through this by Admiral as well. It is Ana Brig on both sides coming out here. I have to say you have to give Evie the advantage and Admiral the advantage in this backline matchup. Slam comes in now. Sleep is avoided. Pella just rolling around still. Looking for an opportunity. Lethal was trying to mark this ball, but he's just chasing shadows. The ball's too bloody fast. Lethal will finally catch up, put some damage onto Pella to clear them out for now. And they have got this payload rolling. Pella's going to swing back out to the high ground, reset their position. Group back up to lay the point. Nano's charging for both teams. UV's about 10% faster right now. Lethal, you can see his eye is quite literally on the ball, trying to keep him in check. We'll take down this turret. 20% away from this. Nano now is UV. Getting close to 10% now. Nade comes out from Scuffed. Doesn't find anything. Oh, sorry. Nade comes out from UV, rather. So even surely bullying the cart forward here, just exploiting the fact that the ball can't contest the point in the same way. When that point pressure comes in, Kufa can trade more effectively. Now coming back through. Pulse bomb is good from Zomba. UV will go down. Nano is out onto Lethal though, so they can still keep this push going, Nightmare. Lethal is trying to find kills. Rally comes out from Admiral. Bashid's dodged by the recall right now. But they lose Kufa while trying to clear this Tracer. Now suddenly Admiral is looking a lone figure on this point. Whip shot comes out, but Pella has cleared everyone out of that. And that's, they use the copy here as well, and they're doubling down Nightmare. They keep going in. Sleep is actually good for Sleep into the pulse bomb. DPS players setting each other up. Lethal is good on the Ana. And it turns out everyone who used to play for London Spitfire, who we didn't play on Ana, actually has a clean Ana on them. Can you believe it? And Lethal will beam down Pella. This should be the point getting sealed for him now once they deal with Zomba. Molten Gohor comes out from one to try and attempt this recontest, but the payload's gone through, so it's a bit of a wasted load from Wub. He gets one trade, but they're all going to die here in the end. And Nightmare will keep this one rolling forward. Who would have thunk? Well, clearly not us. Alright, holding on to this high ground now, trying to keep them locked in. Wall off onto Admiral, he's just in trouble. Rally to survive. Oh, sorry, it's NY. I keep getting my players mixed. Downpour comes out. Oh, shield was broken, I think, actually, so it locks them all up. But Kufa's 1 HP. So the Downpour was good, locks everyone up, but no follow-up here. And this will be a full reset, a chance for Avidity to get a foothold on this high ground. Clear the point and reset. Pulse bomb is good from Zomba again, and just has UV's number. 2 for Zomba as they get forced all the way back to spawn. More time off the clock right now. Zomba keen for more. 3 seconds away from recall. They're happy to keep trading. Oh, well, not so happy anymore. 1 shot by Kuffer. Wall to try and put some pressure onto Pella, and now they're going to have to reset and wait for Zomba. We'll be coming back. UV has for Nano, Admiral has for Rally here. Trying to hold on to that high ground. Nenwai holding a little bit forward. Kuffer will dive towards it, but it's a very difficult amount of distance here for the Hazard to try and cross. Zera has got in behind though and taken down Nenwai. A little bit of help with that wall, I think. Sleep behind is wide from UV. Pella will set up for another one right now. Just trying to clear this turret out. They will clear Wubb's turret. No ults invested yet. Nano now onto Pella defensive. Nano onto Lethal to keep him alive. He can actually go aggressive with this as well, but UV is in big trouble. Defensive nade comes through. Admiral was there as well. Mines aren't very good actually from Pella at all, and they should be able to disengage this. Pella's going to try and get a boot on someone into those mines as well, but no good. But Zomba's come to help out. They're still pinned in this garden area right now, and Pella is looking for more, trying to get a boot and just dislodge the position. No value out of the mines, but Nightmare are forced to reset. And a kill onto Zera slows him down. Now trying to get him behind here is Kuffer. Trying to find a chance to engage onto his backline. Can wall climb and look for that slash. Trying to clear this turret out first. Backline is going high ground right now, so Kuffer will try and regroup there. The slam comes through on Admiral. Back shots onto Kuffer. It's a copy Anna as well from Lethal, looking for it. Off for high ground though. Sleep will go wide. More difficult nade attempts now. Looking for one here. Not many great targets. 1 shot onto Scuffed. Trying to force him out. Kuffer has killed Zomba during all of this. And now Zero can try and set up behind. More pressure comes out onto Nenwai. So low. 11% off for Rally. Can't get to theirs. And now they are just going to keep forcing point. Should be straightforward cleanup. Wobb is going to go for one of the most optimistic Molten Cores I've seen. He actually kills Admiral out of it, but we need several more Wobb, and we needed a touch. Molten Cores wasted at the end of both points, and wait, did Admiral die in that with Rally as well? Guess it doesn't matter in the big picture. They still get over the line. 2 minutes 20 seconds for this 3rd point now. Oh, pulse bomb onto the shield, into the wall. Zomba doesn't get, and Zomba now has a pulse bomb attempt as well. Zeros was no good. Looking maybe just for the Hazard here. We'll take it, run out of blocks, but the defensive Nano onto Kuffer keeps him alive. Can he make any play? He hits the downpour, but shields up from Nenwai, trying to keep their team safe. Kuffer can't find any. Oh wait, does get the separation onto Wobb just in time. Confirms that kill with the tail end of a Nano. Scuffed has a Nano to reply with though. Another slash onto Nenwai. Forcing them back. Scuffed with the nade out now, and Nenwai's going to get aggressive onto Kuffer. Locks him in. I don't know if, and it does. Oh, not expecting the wall. Nano out onto Pella right now, but already half HP. These mines on point, and Kuffer will. Come on, Kuffer, mate. It's a mine. Shoot it. Doesn't matter, they're still okay anyway. We'll be forced out of copy here. Lethal has to be careful not to get caught on the exit, and Zomba's actually good for a trade as well. And Wobb's actually got it. They've got the kills to stabilize here. Avidity, no choice but to reset. Kuffer's going to be good for another one. And they will be cleared out. The trade's enough for Avidity in the end. We're into the final minute for Nightmare. They don't have much more than a pulse bomb for now. They'll get to Rally partway through. So Wobb's going to have a Molten Core. Zomba's going to have a pulse bomb. Zomba's been pretty deadly with these pulse bombs as well. 2 pulse bomb kills, stylish ones at that, and then a pulse bomb to force a defensive Nano onto Kuffer as well. Avidity, trades will be enough for him here, so if Zomba can deliver for a 4th time on this defense, it will be massive for Avidity. Lethal trying to make his way through main right now. Zomba battling on the side. Pulse bomb is out and a miss this time for Zomba. Zera's going to double in. Has to burn that recall though. Difficult for Zero to find a meaningful pulse bomb attempt now until that recall's back online. We'll just be playing to stall out the fight, try and pressure payload. Pella is awfully low during all of this. Nightmare quite happy to play an objective focus game and just bully that ball. Wobb is on the flank though, and he's got a Molten Core ready to go. He's looking for value. Lethal forced off a high ground. 2 connected. Wobb will finish the job. But Wobb flank, he's taken a risk. He's dropped the Molten Core at the crucial time. Pulse bomb comes out from Zero, is wide. They lose Scuffed. Rally is out right now. Wobb has dropped the overload on point, of the Molten Core on point. Trying to find more trades, but Zero will finish that one. Takes care of the turret as well. The sleep is good as well from UV. And now they are pinned back in spawn. Downpour there as well. Nenwai can beat, but they can't go anywhere. Don't know if it would have made a difference, to be honest, but
Score.
Nightmare complete the full cap.
to 3.
And honestly,
Switching sides.
I kind of respect for play from WUB because they just needed trades, they just needed value. But what happened is when the Molten Core came onto point, it wasn't like Nightmare could keep it contested basically without having to hard force to it though, you know? I feel like for Molten Core you maybe wanted like, I'll pause it, but you wanted like some on the payload here, and then maybe just some on the backline here, just like maybe a bit of a peel one as well. It's kind of like a, you want to flank and get the trades, but also you kind of want the Molten Core as the defensive tool against some of those ults as well, you know? So I don't know if really, yeah. Like, I don't hate the decision. Easy to hindsight it when it doesn't work, you know? But he did get one trade. And honestly, if he finds another trade, it might have even just been enough, right? But Nightmare did have a lot of ults to throw in there, like Rally and Nano both in. Nice try, Craftwise. I feel like you're trying to bait me into drawing something rather uncouth. And if there's one thing that we never are in this stream, I think it would be fair to say we're never uncouth, right? Name a single time we've been uncouth. I dare you. You can't do it. Alright. The game will get underway. Game will get underway. High ground now for Kuffer. And the hazards, we saw some situations, maybe particularly on second, where Kuffer was having to go quite a long way. Why have I said it like that? Quite a long way on. That's my real voice, guys. I put the other voice on just for the casting. Looking for quite a long way to hit with these hazard dives. But here on the defense, a lot of high ground to play around and just drop in, and some cleaner engage. Kuffer trying not to get booped off right now. Trying to clean up this backline, but down to half HP and can't get pocket from this position, so has to call a truce and let him live in this situation, and Avidity will get a chance to regroup with their respawns. Slam and nade is good, actually. Sleep buys a bit of time for Lethal, but not enough to save him from WUB shot from down. Follow me, from downtown. Kuffer is good for the trade. The trades still favour the attackers in this situation. And Payload is losing as a result. Oh, I've got hiccups as well. Okay, pressure onto the backline here, and Nightmare's backline isn't leaving. Kuffer is separated right now. They're trying to pocket him through, and Kuffer actually kills Nenwai. Somehow, someway, Kuffer's got out of all of this. Defensive nade still available for UV if he needs it. It can actually be aggressive with, so looking for the backline, connects onto Scuffed. Looking for it. Zero's going to get one on the side. Kuffer's going to drop onto that backline, finish that naded kill as well. Sleep is good from UV, and get you a guy who can do it all. Aggressive nade, pocket everyone through everything, hit the 180 Sleep. Nice and easy for him now. Trades to Sombra, really neutralizing a lot of that ball's impact. Kuffer still finding value. And now, ults to spare for Nightmare right now. Expect this Nano probably to go Kuffer's way. Play to trade for backline. Pella's going to try and set up behind. Just try and force payload here. Admiral going to try... Not quite actually in time to stop it, so Mike's to force point. They're just going to try and run, and Zero dies to it. Come on, mate. Come on, mate. Scuffed will get traded still, so a 4v4 situation. Sleep goes wide. They're still forcing the objective. It's UV and Admiral actually touching it right now with this rally, and they've cleaned up Pella behind, but this payload's still rolling forward. Kuffer, Australian tag in tow, coming back to help out right now. And Zero and Kuffer will come save the day as Admiral's rally bought them time to stall out that point right now. They expect more of the same. Pella and Zomba maybe to try and snake their way behind. Start forcing that objective, because the cart's pretty deep right now. Look at the top of your screen. That's not a long distance to push it here. So the C9 pressure can really force Nightmare into awkward positions, because they're still holding forward right now. Looking for the EMP. Where is Pella? They're looking for the EMP gauge. Scuffed is in the open. Big problem for Scuffed right now. Virus goes really wide from here. And actually, Nicole's going to die for this, but they have dealt with Pella behind. Sleep was there. Nano onto Zomba as well, but UV just ducking and darting behind it. Admiral is with him as well. Bash comes in, doesn't connect for Admiral. Zomba still pressuring on right now. More damage onto UV. UV is just pretending Zomba doesn't exist, but I promise you, Zomba is real and they're coming for you. The backline from Nightmare managed to rotate away, but they were distracted. Weren't able to pocket Kuffer through this. Admiral will die. Is UV still behind? Here he is. Eventually, UV will die. And Avidity get it over the line. Pella will go over onto the Hazard now, not feeling it with the ball. Obviously, with the Sombra, the Brig, the Ana. Lots of heroes that make the Bull's life very hard. Payload rolling for free right now for Avidity. They've got the Molten Core to maybe even just put some on the high ground, clear a bit of space, keep moving it forward. Nightmare on the other hand, going to have this nano up really soon. That's going to be the key engage to expect it to go Kufa's way. Looking for a chance to engage onto Scuffed. All onto Nenwai here. Might have trapped him actually. Does trap him. Kufa finds that elimination. Good spot by Kufa. Good hit with the wall. My quality keeps dropping. Come on. I had it on auto. That's on me. Oh, all right, we're looking back in, and actually, Zero's killed everyone. Honestly, I'm going to go back and watch it, guys. Sorry. All right. Kufa kills Nedwai with that good wall. Good wall from actually... Maybe the wall actually helps set this one up a little bit as well. Scuffed will go down. Zero's going to kill Zomba as well. Now loads of kills for Nightmare. Wob is going to try and steal a few more meters, but will just also die late as well. We can skip back forward now, have respect. Zomba still challenging for point. We're less than 2 minutes left on the clock. Tracer's battling away on point, both getting relatively heavy pocket from their Brigs. Whip shot goes wide right now. Mega is denied by that. Denied by the hack. And Kufa's going to keep holding onto a high ground. Pulse Bomb is wide from Zero right now. Nano onto Kufa. Tries to land onto Wob. Doesn't get all that much. The nade lands onto Bella. But again, Kufa can't quite find anything at the start of this Nano. Can keep going deeper if he wants to slash. Doesn't quite connect. There's a defensive Nano onto Nenwai. And now Kufa, defensive wall as well. But he is getting swung on. Difficult situation for Kufa. And he's going to regret that engage. Good defensive Nano by Scuffed. And now they can push forward. Pella is looking for the backline. Admiral has the rally. Sleep is good. Admiral and UV. Oh, they don't even use the rally. Discipline from the Nightmare backline right now. And Lethal really trying to kill Pella. Both backlines on form right now, keeping everyone alive. Final minute on the territory here. EMP's going to come through. Lethal's getting focused down by now. Has to try and float back up. They're all quite low. Admiral's going to go in with the bash right now. Looking for this aggressive play. Lethal is still fighting for his life in the back. But the rally drop from Admiral is good. And honestly, the Nightmare backline have stepped it up here on Dorado. Doing so much for their team. Now, Avidity running out of time, and Zomba is stuck behind, deep behind. Does have a pulse bomb, but is being hunted down here massively. Nade thrown at Zomba's head, trying to force for recall. Recall has been forced. Pulse bomb available for Zero. Go on, Zero, do it. Zomba's half HP. Zero's going to call it off. Needs to go help the front line here because Avidity are getting themselves on point, and Nenwai has that rally to help commit here. Zero's pulse bomb might be better used going forward. You can see Zomba still deep behind, has that pulse bomb and has UV on their mind. Few tasty 6 on UV so far. Wall onto Nenwai defensively. Zomba's trying to place this one up, but UV is aware of the danger. Pulse bomb is out. UV gives him the slip. And Zomba will have to keep that position behind. Rally to keep going now from Nenwai onto point. They have the nano to chase this one even further right now. Nightmare are just trying to kite, give space, buy time for UV to get his own nano. 2% away by now. So crucial that UV dodged that pulse bomb. Now a chance to come back down in with the nano right now. Molten Core from Wob. May need to play his own life, but actually kills Admiral. Pulse bomb from Zero is wide. Oh no, taking damage from this Molten Core as well. Nano on point onto both hazards right now. Kufa will get one kill, but penetrates it right back. And Avidity, they're not done in this one just yet. 1.5 minutes left on the clock right now. They have a chance at third point. Remember, Nightmare did complete the map, so Avidity has to try and match that. A Juno swap now from UV as we enter a slightly more confined part of this map. A chance to dance between these high grounds more often as well. Downpour available for Kufa, EMP nearly available for Lethal here. So with limited time, very powerful ults online for Nightmare. A chance to close it out, and Kufa wants to waste no time getting that point contested, but it's half HP right now, and Pella's going to try and exacerbate that. And Downpour comes through, does catch Pella right now, but is Pella just okay? It's actually Kufa taking more damage because Wob has the angle. Downpour gets nothing. Now they need Lethal's EMP. All eyes to the Turk. Admiral's going to die early. Why was Admiral down there? Kufa's going to trade one back, and Lethal's just caught, actually. No chance to use that EMP. They get this fight for free. And all of a sudden, now Lethal. Oh, good night, UV. Lethal's on, but looking for it. Oh, UV shuts him down. UV's always good for it. What a map by UV, honestly. Will still get traded ultimately by Pella, but the trades are going to favour the defenders in the long run here. 20 seconds left on the clock, and they need to make it work. EMP for lethal though. Wobb's going to get the first touch. Just going to look to get the 1 kill on this. They get the 1 kill. Downpour comes out from Penna. Dodged by lethal. Not dodged by Admiral though. Pulse bomb onto that one. It's a rally jack. Somber finishes the job. Kufa kills Scuffed though. And the tower, despite it, it's not enough. Time will expire. And I think Nightmare will be good to complete the 3-0 here. They will get it eventually. Pella will fall and they can't get it, but a decent effort to be sure from Avidity there. Competitive in that, but have to give credit where credit is due. Admiral, despite that rally jacks at the end and not blocking the downpour, etc., etc. Actually, a really impressive performance from Admiral and UV there on the back line. UV player of the match? Yeah, I could dig it. I could dig it. Viana was like a particular highlight at the end there. All right. Who's Bruce? Bruce is if you ever played a game called Raft, it's basically a game. Whoa, heads up. Where you live in it's like a post-apocalyptic thing. The world has been flooded. You live on a raft and you have to collect materials, build your raft up. And your main, well, starts as a nemesis but soon becomes a friend. Is it's the shark. It's what me and Coleman called the shark in Raft. I don't know if it's the official name. It might be the official name, but it's what we called him. Honestly, probably one of my most of the games I play is like I guess like competitive games. You know, like Overwatch or even like Magic the Gathering, TF2. Games where you just sort of, you know, not story games essentially. I don't know what, I'm sure there's a term for it. Oh, it was named by Bruce. That's why we called him Bruce then. I was just copying Coleman. But, you know, ones where you just queue up ranked, essentially, right? Or play deathmatch or stuff like that. One of the few story games I've actually played and really thoroughly enjoyed has been Raft. Great time on that. Narratives. Yeah. Narrative-driven games. I guess Raft is still kind of a little bit open-worldy, but there is like islands and world building and all of that, even though you can play Raft, I think very much as just like a almost like an open world explorer type thing as well. But yeah, so if you haven't played it, it's actually a top quality game. Probably better in a group as well if you've got a couple of friends who are down as well. But really good. Favorite movie? Cloud Atlas. It was, I don't know when it came out. I want to say it came out in like 2012 or 2013. It's like a really unique film. It sort of tells 7 stories simultaneously at the same time, and the same actors play. The same actors are in, or most of the same actors are in each story, but the stories aren't connected in like a direct narrative way. I'm going to use the word narrative because I've been reminded it exists, but not in a direct narrative way, but they're sort of connected thematically and emotionally. 2012. Okay, that sounds right. But yeah, fantastic film. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It was one of the first films I watched with my fiance, and we both came out of it. We watched it. We both worked at the cinema at the time. It's like 3 movies, so we got to watch it because our friend Simon Diamond, who is like a sort of up-and-coming British director now.
A quick post-match chat, so please everyone welcome
he recommended it, so
to
obviously
the show.
he's always
Thank
good
you
for
so much
recommendations.
taking the time
So we went and watched it, and we actually came out just buzzing, like both so excited and like, I don't know, enthusiastic about the film.
Hello guys.
So yeah, that one has like a special memory, and I think it's a quality film.
Let's talk a little bit about
Yes, our anniversary in 2 days,
Obviously,
Kron.
you had a very light week last week, just one match. It was a quick one too, so we weren't really sure what you guys cooked up for this week. If you took any inspiration
Let's see
from
what Dennis is saying.
what all the other teams have played, since quite frankly the meta is kind of all over the place. What's your usage case for Sombra? How does she fit into the current meta? How viable is she?
She's just very fun, and the sound she makes when she shoots hack targets is really nice as well. So I'm just like enjoying it.
That's the only reason, to be honest.
Sounds like fun.
This is actually so unbelievably lethal core. This is what it was like every day on London.
On this roster, but
every
not
day.
necessarily,
Why are we
you know,
doing
being
this? Why are
used
we
in every
doing this?
game, and I wouldn't necessarily call you on the core of the roster. You chilled, you joked around a bunch, you had a good time.
Wamone knows.
Wamone's
been on a team
relying
with
on you
lethal.
a lot more.
This is
You're
actually what it's
absolutely,
like.
part of the engine room
Every
of this
day.
team. What's the transition been like for you, who has been a professional Overwatch player for quite a long time now, from last year to this year now, seeing much more involved?
I'm about to hit that go live button.
Oh, bloody hell.
Last year,
Yeah, rare one. Day like this.
And I could just, chill on the bench, and if they
But,
ever
you
need me
know.
for anything, I can show up. But then
Wait,
they
hold
asked
on,
me to
sorry.
walk
Somebody's
in
gotta
this
do
year,
this.
and I was like, okay, I guess. And then
My bad.
I still put some time for my studies, but I'm still able to, perform at this level if I need to.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, studies are important. I tell Mitch that all the time, but he refuses to listen. But you guys don't play.
Sorry, where's your degree, bro?
You guys don't really.
Actually got
you guys
so
don't
much
really play
time
any of
to
the ball compared to
Here
some
in
of the
Lethal,
other
when I
teams.
don't
Do
have
you
to
still
directly
feel
interact
like,
with him is
the
actually the
hazard comms
optimal
can
way to
end up winning
experience
out,
Lethal.
against the ball pretty
I
consistently.
have to
We've
shut
seen a
the
lot of
blinds.
teams move away from them as well.
Yeah, we don't really ball. Ball's like a band-aid fix, to be honest, most cases. So we just decide to work on like what we can actually improve on, and maybe a little bit of the perk system where we're trying to work towards heroes that are good on category. So I don't think
What
we
is
need
it a
ball.
band-aid fix for?
I'd say just disconnection between frontline, backline from certain teams maybe, or they don't know how to play other comps like with Hazard or with Sigma
I was
or
kinda
Ram,
just
so
talking
they
about
decide
meta
to play
now.
ball because it's more deathmatchy, and it's very easy to do the jobs with ball over any other tank in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean those hazard comms and whatnot.
How much
they
sleep
do
did you get in the
require
end?
A lot of coordination.
Oh, plenty actually. It
Yeah,
wasn't. It
it's
wasn't
not
bad at
fair,
all.
just ball out and
Maybe like 6
potentially win a
hours,
match
something
or
like
two.
That's
For
all
now,
right.
though, you guys came out on top. I'm very excited to
Good
see
for
you
a
in action
weekend.
next week again.
Nah, very normal. It's like
Perks in
it's
the
probably
next
about
week.
as much as
Any
I
thoughts? Are you
usually
excited
get, to
for
be honest.
that? Worried?
Did you
concerned? Vibing?
did you cop the results?
I think it's pretty positive.
I saw Chris got reverse swept. That's all I saw.
Way more fun,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, that one's gonna sting, bro.
You are all about
I don't even know if it.
so
I don't even know if it's
we're
right to do a
forced
coach
to
section
have
rubbing that one in. To be honest,
Just
just like last time we recorded, like it was early. Hey, slot babe, yeah, etc., etc. Hey, everybody. Yeah, last time we recorded, it was like I was really half asleep. I remember I'd slept for like 3 hours or 4 hours because we started
It
at
was
6
like
in the
6
morning. I
a.m.
had
for
something
you.
the night
Yeah, we
before.
did, yeah.
Exactly. And like I remember just completely glossing over the fact that he like lost a map to Sakura and then got like actually fucking dogfight final fight margin in a Colosseo in a ball mirror. So I was like, everybody like there was a huge opportunity for me to twist the knife then, and I didn't because I was just sitting in the chair like half asleep, just fucking drooling on myself. My slopper, yeah, I am the people's slopper, is my understanding. Chris refused to put Chase in for some reason, so they just lost on Rush Mirror. I mean, KSA is supposed to be the Rush player, is he not? Like, if you want someone to play Hazard and Hazard, Ram, Diva, Sigma, which is a lot of what Europe is playing right now, surely it's a KSA meta. I'm getting knocked up by Xavier. That's exciting.
Good.
Big ups, fat cummies. Oh god, I need to cut my fingernails. Fucking disgusting freak. Oh god.
I think like the biggest query for me is because they got to pick map 4 and 5 as the nature of it is. Like, so map 4 was push, which is a little bit annoying, right? Because like Chris Fury has always been like, we'll just take them to dive and then we'll be the best dive team, right? But it's Esperanza and Colosseo, what can you do type deal. But then on map 5, we don't go to Dorado, which I feel like that was the one that's sort of like, is this not the time to press the Anna Brig button, to press the Winston button?
People are saying that Chris's bans were genuinely awful. I'll watch the series back after. When I have
honestly,
to
I think
get value
the
out of my
map 5 one,
co-host.
yeah, the map 5 one I think was like the only one of like, I don't think that the ban was that bad. Oh, maybe it would. It kind of like back. You know when you like they ban something and then the matchup doesn't go the way they want, and then they actually really would have liked the hero they banned to be available.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to watch this.
Yeah, like the TLDR is like they went Nambani and banned Diva because they wanted to try and force like a peppy situation essentially where they could get like either KSA on Sigma in some kind of Sig mirror, or if they took a Ram mirror, because they've been pretty good and successful in the Ram mirror for the most part of the series.
Yeah.
So that felt like that was the play, but then they just played a lot of Hazard. Peps, that is.
Awesome.
And it just
Right.
it just worked, right?
Brings to the game every day.
So I think that's where like
It's what keeps us hyped to bring
the
you more.
plan didn't
Today, we're
account
so
for
happy
like
to share some exciting
the
new
plan
features when
was
the
like I think they thought they were going to be
competitive
fine
year
against Hazard,
begins during
which turned
season
out
I say
to be
not to
dramatically
be true.
not true.
Shake
Yeah.
things up.
Oh,
And then at that
Cinderella, welcome
point-
back to the Parasocial Friends
Further
Club. Thank you very
improve
much for 6
competitive
months.
systems.
Wow.
And then at that
Last year
point,
during season
what you
9,
would probably
we
want to do is go,
introduced a
oh
major
fuck it, let's just get
rework to our
KSA on
system,
Diva, and then
as
we
well
can
as the
maybe
addition
that's like
of new hero
Diva
passes
v
that
Hazard is not
refresh
like
the
it's like
core
playable
gameplay
for
of
sure.
Overwatch. As we
But
enter
they
the
maybe
first
ban
season of
Diva.
2025,
So it's
Yeah.
sort of like
perfect chance for
shit.
the team to shake things up once again.
But to be fair, it was also
For such
like
a big season, it
I
just
think
feels
some of it was
logical to
that,
start with a big
but also
bang.
some of it was just
Our
like
galactic weapons.
a
In
classic
response to your
pendulum swing
feedback about
moment, you know?
competitive
Like
rewards,
actually just
we worked
suddenly
hard to
KSA
How did
is
Soon win
feeling
his
like,
map? Like, how's Soon Tracer beating
We
Kev
developed
Tracer? How
new
does that
techs for
happen?
applying
I mean,
this type of complex
Kevster was on
material to
Genji for like the
weapons.
first part of
We
it.
want you to feel
But
like you
I mean,
have the
Soon played
power of
fine
the
to be
stars
fair, right?
in the
Like
palm of your hand.
he got like magic picked
Hey,
immediately at the start of
we're also making
Coliseum, and I was
climbing
like,
the
oh,
ladder
this is
even
gonna
more
be like literally like the
Oh,
first
man.
thing that happens, he's
At
just
bottom
dead before
above,
anything
you'll
happens,
now
and I'm
get
like
exclusive weapons
to a
Yeah.
tour, but I
alongside
was
the
like,
existing
this poor
titles.
guy.
We'll start
But
tracking your
he actually
weapons
played
Zodial
alright
flu
after
game?
that.
Really?
and hand out these
No,
rewards
not
Oh,
at
Zodial
times.
flu game situation.
No,
Now you'll
wait,
be
hold on. It
flexing
was
your rank
Zodial
in
had like
mode
some
by
wrist
rocking
pain.
these battle-ready cosmetics
So
with
at
pride.
the end of map
Oh,
2 when they're
a
0-2
wrist.
This is a work
down,
that we're bringing
Zodial
away
was like,
icons
I
back.
can't
The hero
play
portraits
another
while
one, like
you're
I
in
need a
competitive
break.
play.
So they
We'd love
sub
to do
Soon
more
Jesus.
to
in the
Coliseum
future, but for
when
now,
he
hopefully
was
these
like,
players
I've
that wanna show
never
off their
scrimmed
skill by
Coliseum.
sharing their
I just play
gameplay.
it. Play
An
it,
easier way to do that.
beat them.
Now,
That's
then they
crazy.
then
we've
they
tuned
sub
your ranks
Zodial
again,
back in for map
and we're
5, so it
confident
was
you
like
can reach
enough of
new
a
heights
like
that show off your true
enough of a
skill,
break,
whether
I
you've been
guess.
away for a while, or you've been
Yeah.
grinding up
But
until
Soon
the
was good
last
for his
minute
map, and I think
instantly
Ken
like
had
people
the flu
in
as well,
season
so it was
9.
like
But
Zodial
don't
has no
worry, we
hand
think these soft
or no
resets work
wrist,
best when
and
we're
Ken has the
introducing
flu,
big new
and they've just
features that
reverse
I
make
swept
see.
to
what it
you.
means to be skilled as a
So
gamer.
That's actually
I'm happy
unreal.
to
Like, I
announce
mean,
that your hero
With
band
Chris is
Soon,
going to be
officially coming to the game.
inconsolable. He's actually
We know
going to be
you've been asking for this
inconsolable.
feature, and we're looking forward
Yeah.
to building
Like, this
our
is a loss that like kills a
Don't worry,
roster, dude.
no
Like,
pools,
genuinely.
cats,
Well, it
or
was
I know it's like
captures
early
involved.
days, and there's like a chance
We
to
want a
recover,
system
and there's like
that
this
punches
this
up.
they'll
cope
still
that
get
like closes
playoffs
just
and
around
all
the
of
corner and
this, blah
shake,
blah
that'll
blah.
shake stuff
Yeah.
up. But it's like
That's
the
weaker
impact of a loss like this is like
We also
so
want a
dramatic
system that's
on
very
like team
fast,
mental.
that gives
It's
you
a
new
proper
control
like
of outcomes, and that we can tweak
if you
based on your
you'll see it
feedback.
when you watch the game back,
As you've seen,
but
we're building a lot of new
absolutely
features.
blindsided
And
that this
speaking
was a
of
reverse
buildings,
sweep
what if you
situation
had
as well,
more
because they were
control over
smashing
which
it.
of our buildings you
Like,
specifically
Yeah, and
they
like
were-
you get constant loser advantage too, right? Like when you're up 2-0, like it's so hard to get
Yeah.
reverse swept in the current format because of the way that you just get 3 in a
Map
row,
5
your
especially.
draft, open, like all of them, to be honest. Like you say map 5, like you get the pick of the litter. I guess map 5 because it opens back up, but really
Map
just
4
like
is push, so I can see how like push isn't actually if it happens to be push that's left. Like Pep's
Yeah.
drafted correctly, right, to ensure that actually
yeah.
we'll put them. Even if we're losing, we're taking like good options away from their map 4 draft. But map 5 should be your like home run map,
Yeah.
right?
Damage, cooldowns, ranges.
That's really tough. Like, who have they beaten so far? Let me look at their played matches.
It's just Vision.
They
and
beat
Sakura.
Vision. Yeah, like the problem for them is that it's like, you know, it's really important if you're like contending to be on a top team. It's really important that you get a good win at some point. Like, it's really important that you beat a team or play really close with a team that you know is a top competitor. Because if you don't have that, then like it becomes really easy to like lose hope, right? Like you immediately recognize like where you kind of are in the pecking
Where
order.
your
Like
ceiling is,
in that
essentially.
first week when we had these early matches versus Nightmare and Liquid, like the thought was even if we have all of this cope, right? Like Lenny's not been here or Lenny's not here at all, the Koreans are on ping, yada yada yada. Like the reality is that like if you can't at least make these matches competitive, like if we just got 3-0 3-0'd in that first week, it'd be like, holy shit, like we're just not on that
We're in
level,
big
right?
trouble.
Like if you if you can't play to that level, then you're in big fucking trouble. How's it going, big man? It's going great. Let me sleep already. Nice first time message. I guess you're the recipient of one of 100 gift subs yesterday. But yeah, like, and the problem for TU is that they actually haven't had the cunt who banned Ash. I mean, did you see Falcons? History repeats itself. Falcons in a series point situation, banned Ash, losers. But yeah, like because they haven't had a big win, right? In fact, the only hard game they've had is Virtus Pro, and they lost that 3-0. They got clapped. So like they got clapped by a team that is like in contention for top, but isn't even hard number 1. And then after that, they've just had a reverse sweep, crushing mental loss. Like that makes this so much worse because there's no avenue for cope right now. You know, like they're just losing, and that's so difficult to deal with. Like, if you got nowhere that you can look and be like, shit, I I can't take this. Did you just wake up, Unc? No, I didn't just wake up. I look like I just woke up because I had a shower at night instead of in the morning. Maybe my hair's cooked, but I had scrims at 8 o'clock and it's already 11 a.m. now, so I've been up for a while.
Yeah, I think because the way I've sort of keep describing EMEA is I think basically everyone's going to beat Vision, everyone's going to beat Sakura. These are our two teams going into relegation promotion, which means we basically just got like a 6-team seeding tournament for playoffs. But what that means is basically how we should rank every team is how they do in those 5 matches against the other teams in that top 6. So they're currently just 0-2 out of the toughest games they've played, you know? Like, out of the real games against real opponents who they have to beat in playoffs to make LAN. They're just 0-2 so far. So we're not super deep into it, but it's not a good look, because in theory, Pep should be on the lower end of that one, right?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's hard to gas up the Soon roster. I need a picture. I need a picture for a tweet. I feel like I need a going live tweet today. I should probably include the fact that I'm going to give away a bunch of mythic stuff in my title as well.
Oh, you got your codes ready to go?
Yeah, I got coded. Title is... Let's see.